And we're live.
It's Tuesday and we're live.
It's Tuesday and we're live. Happy Squash That series.
Yay.
These are the Ring It In sprints. Not really sprints. I'm not calling these sprints, but we are doing a couple sprints for week 2. Final push for week 2. That's what I should say. And we're going to find out the game for week 3. I think we're all anxiously awaiting that. I mean, I feel like that's what everyone actually shows up to these live shows for, but what do I know? I have some people here with me. If you haven't been around so far, these two have been around. Martine and Lizzie helped me so much emotionally, and
I forgot I would do that.
It has to be for whoever shows up first, because it did it for me when I showed up first.
I don't think so, because I was on Zoom with my family this weekend, totally different application, and I did something and it did the same thing. I did like this, and and that's what happened.
Oh,
so I don't know what's wrong.
Maybe it's just the setting. I don't know, but I like it. So
interesting.
Cookie. I want cookies. Can I get some of those? Exactly. Gonna make a group batch. I laughed because right before we went live, I saw this. And I'm like, it's a little typo, but is it on purpose? Hi. Hello, everybody. I hope we are all still as bright and cheery as we were on day 1. I'm on a plane. Like in the air or waiting to get on or off? Did you pay for that in-flight Wi-Fi just for this? I don't think that it would be fast enough to like stream something.
Yeah.
I think that the funniest thing this week is just realizing how much people have been realizing like how long this is actually going to go for. Like 5 weeks is an absurdly long time. And I think the only thing keeping people like going is that once a week we're changing games. And so I definitely personally have felt today just like, oh, how can I trudge through one more day of this game? Here we are. The fun's about to start again. Does this work? In the air. We're honored. It's on purpose. So we're almost done with 2 weeks out of 5, so we're not even halfway.
Yeah, not even
halfway. It's like 5 weeks and 2 extra days. So once we're at like, sometime this week we'll be halfway through. Okay, we are going to do a 20-minute reading sprint at 5 after, and then we're going to reveal the game, and we will talk about and explain whatever game we get for a little bit, and then I was going to end the live with another 15-minute sprint. This schedule is in the description of this video, in case you're wondering. I'll try to stick close to that schedule. I mean, who knows how long the chatting about the new game will go, but I figured it wouldn't take the full rest of the hour, so hopefully we'll get to a second sprint. I'm willing to share what I'm reading. I'm currently reading Duke Most Wicked by Lenora Bell. Finally, I feel like I've talked about this 100 times because I always say this is like the prettiest cover on my TBR. And also Danielle from Bookara bought this for me for my birthday, I think. So finally reading that. It's the 3rd and final book in a series.
I'm
like, neither of you have to say if you don't want.
No, I'm fine. I guess I'm just going to be working on the Brothers Hawthorne, which is the 4th book in the Inheritance game. Yeah.
I like to forget that whole series existed, so proud of you.
I don't know what I'm going to read yet.
Okay. Things.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
A sequel. Or maybe not.
A sequel, yeah, for sure.
What am I lose my spot. The whole bracket idea using old games was really, really unique and fun.
It's time to go.
Oh, it's time. Martine will keep me on track. Let's go. We'll be back at 25. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. I'm nervous. Firstly, I wanted to ask what people are hoping or not hoping for. Again, for the spin, while I catch up on these comments, and then we'll discuss.
I would like anything except traffic light.
Tea. This is where.
I think I'm good with anything now.
I don't have as many opinions. I'm actually very, in my opinion, not very, because some of these people scare me. I thought I was prepared for traffic light, but now that the matchups are getting harder and harder, not as confident in that. But the only reason I don't want traffic light is because it's another one that is not prompt driven.
Prompt based, yeah.
And I think everyone's craving prompts. I think everyone's craving something that won't potentially take all week. And everyone wants to read their first books in series.
Yeah.
I think that this is fun because I've always said that we won't play the same game twice. So this was my little sneaky way to get to play some of these games again. I just feel like the things, especially where we've like created a game, like Game Board to me, especially because like I had Ruby create that board for me, and then I've been like, we will never play it again. So if that's one of the ones that we never get, I'll be sad because we will end up not getting two of them by the end of this. So I would state that as like what I'm maybe hoping for this week. I also think that this would be a good week for Game Board because of the amount of cheerleaders each. Team Wolfpack is good for the cheerleader advantage this week. This is for the
so it's technically, so the original trilogy is like a trilogy, but this directly follows the events afterwards, and you need all the context from that to read it. And on Goodreads, it's marked as book 4. So
yeah, I think it was originally going to be a trilogy, and then this thing popped up.
And then she made too much money, I guess.
Funny how that happened. Catching up on 2 times to the live show. The way that Ashley could not just, like, she had to start from the beginning. We didn't talk about anything important now, so hopefully she's caught up. For 2 minutes, hopefully she's caught up. Yeah, something with no timing our reading. I don't think there might be prompts that you have to time your reading for, but I don't think there's any more timing your reading that I can remember. But that could be a lie. Don't take my word for it. My memory is poor. With a few books, please. Game Board or Tic Tac? Of course, we would love to hype Ruby's Tic Tac. Craving first books for sure. Yes, I mean there's a lot of options. Ooh, oh, I've done that. I believe I dropped I got myself a soda as a treat one day after having like the worst day ever, and then immediately got home and spilled something on the floor.
That's awful.
This was a while ago, but I have PTSD. Do I have more games in mind?
Always.
I don't have that many games left. I have a couple game ideas I've thrown out, but I've definitely discussed like objectives that I would like to make a game for. Mostly, I don't think this will come as a surprise to anyone who's been participating in Squash It series. I have yet to successfully make a round that long books are actually beneficial to read. So I just don't know how to make that work because in my mind, it would have to be a longer round because like you're going to read one big book. I don't know. So that's a objective I would like to work towards. And then I've thrown out some game ideas. Yeah, that's devastating. But Taco Bell is good, in my opinion. Right, like you dropped this salad so that you could have Taco Bell. Sounds like something I would do. Traffic light is the number the book is in the series.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're remembering wrong. I'd love to do game board. Okay, well, it's time. I said at 7:30 I would spin for the game, so I have stress and anxiety. Okay, let's add this. Once again, I have yet to close this tab.
I love being a cheerleader. I'm just chilling. Like, nothing
Is it
scary.
because you're my cheerleader? Be honest.
No, it's just because I'm a cheerleader. So much less stressful.
I'm going to take this from her and she might burp or spit up. So my apologies. She lives here and I'm responsible for her. Okay. I feel like you guys don't like when I'm like, it's my own anxiety that makes it so I can't click. But I feel like nobody actually wants, there's the burp, actually wants me to drag it out. I also feel like I prepared for this and now that it's potentially going to happen, I'm not prepared enough.
I feel that same way.
I've been very happy this week with how much and how well our cheerleaders participated. So happy to see that. Okay.
I still read a ton as a cheerleader. The difference is that I put so much less pressure on myself.
I have the best cheerleader in the whole world. Okay.
Spin.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think the option I needed to do was that last time. It just seems like so few left already, but really, there's 5. Like the final week when there's only 3, what are we gonna do? Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna click it and then I'm gonna go back to the StreamYard tab so I can see your guys' reactions as it comes up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I don't like this. It's so scary.
Okay,
wow.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
It's not the most complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like every time this happens, like, because we clearly can't prepare to have to give you rules for every single one, I'm like, okay, I need to remind myself what the rules for this game are before I say lame. Everybody. Kayla, do you forget that you created these games? Especially way back in the day, tier. So this readathon started with just me and Kayla, made this cute little readathon with this cute little tiered system. Yeah, not our best game, but it will be fun to go back. Everybody let me know if you participated in tier. I'd like to go back and see, but the Discord didn't exist when we played tier. So I can't really see like who was chatting in a chat or anything.
I fully have 2 vlogs on my channel from.
Yeah, I believe you that you did tier. I did tier. Kayla did tier for sure.
I actually have tea about tier. I'm pretty sure that's when I first started using Bookly. Because some of the first books on my Bookly are series that I know that I read for that.
Wow.
Iconic. That is the moment. Okay. The rules. I feel like if I'm going to explain this, maybe I should locate the graphics. Give me one moment. I'm going to at least pull them up on the Discord from there because I have them there. I feel like it'll make more sense explaining it if people are looking at it. Where did I share that? Right here. Okay. Reference graphics. Okay, I need to share a different screen. This scares me. Discord. Okay. This was the prompt list. That's not actually what I want to show. So the actual tier, I don't even have the tier. Oh yeah, because it's irrelevant. Okay, I have this. Basically, these 10 prompts are what you need to work towards, but it was like a tiered system. Like if you got through so many, you were getting new, I don't know. What did they even say? I will share it in the Discord as soon as I can, but they were like, just getting started. like really putting in effort, and then the top was like, you squashed it. It was so silly. It was so silly. But basically, the more prompts you completed, the higher on this little pyramid you were. And so for this, it is the first person to complete all 10 of these prompts. So this is a first to complete. So the matchups could end early this week. First to complete all 10 prompts, and you can double up on prompts. Like you can read, like one book can count for as many prompts as it applies to, but a lot of these like contradict each other. So you're not going to be able to like get them all with one. Like some of them are final book in a series and restart book one. Like that couldn't be the same book, if that makes sense. And then there's also the dreaded entire duology or trilogy that exists here. Any questions about that so far? I feel like you guys both already know the game so much because we've been talking about this for so long. Wow. To be honest, I don't even notice because I have anxiety. She's being good. No. Absolutely not. Do you have to go in order? Absolutely not. Yes. Yes. How many double ups is you can use one book for as many prompts as it applies to, so strategize. No, as many, but I'd have to really look at these to know like the best way that you could. Like, so in my opinion, here's like a sneaky thing that I would do. Actually, I don't want to
don't share your strategy.
I'm
The people have brains, let them use them.
No comment. Double up as many as apply. Okay, good talk. I think my husband's coming to grab this baby. And then I'll continue talking. I'm so sorry. Do DNFs count? I usually say for squash that series that if you get more than 50%, you can count it. So I'll let that stand. I'm a big supporter of DNFing, so it's hard for me because I want to be like, no, you didn't finish it. But at the same time, I'm a big supporter of DNFing, so I'll say that. Yes, this is what I'm about to get to, is how your cheerleaders can help you avoid having to do some of these. Yeah, okay. Here I go for the cheerleaders. Yes, you can start at midnight.
Well, technically midnight Central Standard Time.
Midnight Central.
Danielle, that's one for you.
Danielle, 1 a.m. Cheerleaders. I think this is a fun one for the cheerleaders. It's again just silly. It's not that serious. So when your cheerleaders have reached an average of 1 prompt finished per person. So like now most teams will have 4 cheerleaders. Is that correct? The way that he went to the bathroom, like now the toilet's flushing. I'm so sorry, people.
We can't hear it. Just keep going.
Well, I'm announcing it for him anyway because how rude. Now he's looking at me. Okay, so when your cheerleaders reach an average of 1 prompt per person finished, the active player can cross a prompt off their list complete. So they didn't have to read for it. Their cheerleaders took care of that. So 1 prompt per person. Is that correct that there's four cheerleaders per? No.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
Wait.
3
cheerleaders in the active player. So like once the thing is 1 team has an extra cheerleader, so I don't want to like say once 3 books are finished, but you get what I'm saying. 1 per person, 1 crossed off the active players. This doesn't go like linearly, so listen, but these will be typed and in a video also. Once it reaches an average of 3 prompts finished per cheerleader, the active player can cross off another, so that a total of 2 crossed off. So once they have 3 per person, you can cross 2 off. Once your cheerleaders reach an average of 6 prompts per person per cheerleader, the active player can cross off 3. The only thing is that your cheerleaders cannot do more than the 10. Like they can't do this twice. So you need your cheerleaders to be active. But like if you have a less active cheerleader, like one person could read 3 books and that could be your average one per person. Yes, Martine.
Question for the cheerleaders. Can the cheerleaders just do the same prompt over and over again, or
No.
do they have to do
The
different ones?
cheerleaders also, right, you do each prompt once and you can't like start over. You have this same list of 10 to get through. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the
Okay.
way I set up the spreadsheet, even if you submit the same prompt multiple times, it's not going to count it multiple times. So
It
you can't
won't
cheat.
work.
It'll
Error.
only count.
You're not going to get an
per
error message.
person.
It's just not going to count, which will be.
It's just not going to count.
Yeah.
So
So
sorry.
sorry.
And then what is the rule for things that take under an hour?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Martine. Only one prompt can be something that takes less than 1 hour. So this is not going to be the most ideal less than 1 hour week. To me, this is something because there is 10 prompts and some of them you'll have to read multiple books for. It can be finished early, but I anticipate some matchups probably not finishing early. So it's really just going to depend. I don't know. People always scare me and impress me that how fast they get through things. Yes, exactly. 3, except your team has 4. Yeah. Is that that's
The
the
question
game.
about prompts versus books is a good one.
So if one book is worth, yeah. So if you can double up, triple up, however many prompts apply, you finish 3 prompts, that would get you to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct. I feel like I'm not
correct.
saying that out loud.
So like, I'll explain it the way the spreadsheet does it. Like, it counts how many unique prompts each person has submitted. So like, if the active player has submitted 7 of the 10 unique prompts, that's a score of 7. If a cheerleader has submitted 7 of the 10 unique prompts, that counts as 7. But then that's averaged with the other cheerleaders to determine the cheerleader score, which like adds on to the active player's score, but not linearly.
Math.
That may have made it more confusing. I don't know.
No, that's great. But is it average 1 book per cheerleader or 1 prompt completed? 1 prompt completed. The way I have it written says average 1 prompt per person, not 1 book. And that's what I mean. 1 prompt per person completed. Yes. Same rules apply. Well, not exact same, but yes. Anybody reading this week can use their books for as many prompts as apply, but you can only do the prompts once. When randomized series be the first book? Yes. In another instruction video, I explained the prompts way better than I did for this one, but I'll go in the Discord and let you know, or I can say it out loud too, which ones can be first. Obviously, Restart Book 1 can be a first book, but it has to be a reread. Randomized series can be. I always say for randomized series, I prefer that you randomize your entire series TBR, but to at least randomize 10 series. And that can be a first book. You can include first books and series on that. Entire duology or trilogy, you would be reading a first book within that, and nothing else can be. So this, again, is not the most ideal. The most you can hope for is randomizing it, because even audiobook is a sequel. They all say sequel very specifically, because I know when we first created this round, it was like when we first played this round, there was no first books allowed, but I'm stretching it for this, that you can for, I mean, there's really no, because like second book in a series, that can't be a first book in a series. You know, like most of them are final book in a series. That can't be a first book. And the rest of them all even say sequel. So anything that says sequel cannot be. I think the only
say
one
the
that
1 hour rule. The 1 hour rule one more time.
the 1
is
hour
that you can
rule.
only If it's less
Do it
than 1 hour, you can't double up and you can only do it once.
Yeah. It can only be used for one prompt and only once. That's what we're doing. Wow, I'm gonna end this so you can see us again.
I've been eating pizza.
I don't know how I feel about this. Do we even
I'm,
want to?
I'm already figuring out books.
I know, like I need to.
Yeah, I'm like trying to figure out
Are
what
we
I'm
too anxiety to
reading.
do a last sprint? I don't really want to read.
I don't really. Well, I have to finish this Magic Tree House, but that's gonna be like 5
I mean, I'm
minutes.
gonna read, but I don't really.
You don't want to read on camera.
Yeah. Is anybody really banking on this final 15-minute sprint? What am I doing? I want to message I want to know. I'm gonna win. First and foremost. First on the list is winning this week. Second on the list is then informing these people that I beat our strategy for next week. That's my itinerary for tonight. Speaking of, Kayla, are you still here? Gabby? You? Okay. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of FAQ on this just because with prompts, I feel like people always are like, does this work? Can I do this? So I'll anticipate those. I was desperately digging through my Goodreads the whole time. My Libby could use another, like, loading up on sequels already. What is my strategy? Wow. Are my cheerleaders going to get me all 3 of my cross-off prompts? That's the real question. Martine single-handedly will if I need her to. Okay. An update on who's winning, like, for this week? Do you two think I should do what I mentioned I could do at the... I think there's... It's hard because I can't... Even teams that are so far apart, like, somebody could really do something.
Mm-hmm.
I would need all the people in a matchup to be like, okay. But some of the scores are very far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like when I was still sharing points, everyone was somewhat close, and it has descended into, like, there are some large gaps. Like, my hope for some people is deteriorating. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Amy, you could read the entire trilogy.
Imagine.
I'm so sorry. Honestly, yeah. The first book in series. We're gonna get to the final week when everybody is caught up on all their series from doing this nonsense for 4 weeks already, and finally get a game where it's like, yep, read your book once, start new ones. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I can say. Anybody else? Questions, concerns?
Sorry, I'm updating my series spreadsheet.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and leave here so that I can get all the information written and out there. And then I will start talking to people also about if they want to call. I don't know what to do because I know everyone really wants to know if it's done. But I also feel like it's spoiling stuff to be like, hey, you're really far apart. Like, are you going to read a shit ton of books in the next 4 hours? Okay.
Yeah, if it's a duology, right?
Lizzie. Lizzie, I love you, but be quiet. Okay, on that note, thanks for coming. Can't wait to play the next game. Bye.
Oh wait, I have one more thing.